Alright, let's continue our reading of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. We are on tablet number 7, which is entitled The Seven Lords, which I believe that is a reference to the 7 chakras, 7 energy centers of the human body, which I have talked about multiple times on this channel. And Thoth said, "Hark ye, O man, and list to my voice. Open thy mind space and drink of my wisdom. Dark is the pathway of life that ye travel, many the pitfalls that lie in thy way. Seek ye ever to gain greater wisdom, attain and it shall be light on thy way. Open thy soul, O man, to the cosmic, and let it flow in as one with thy soul." I think that might be another reference to astral projection. Open thy soul, O man, to thy cosmic. I think that's an astral projection reference right there. Light is eternal, and darkness is fleeting. Seek ye ever, O man, for thy light. Know ye that ever as light fills thy being, darkness for thee shall soon disappear. Open thy souls to the brothers of brightness, let them enter and fill thee with light. Lift up thine eyes to the light of the cosmos. Keep thou ever thy face to the goal. Only by gaining the light of all wisdom art thou one with the infinite goal. Seek ye ever the oneness eternal. Seek ever the light into one. Hear ye, O man, list to my voice, singing the song of light and of life. Throughout all space, light is prevalent, encompassing all with its banners and encompassing all with its banners, it flames. Seek ye forever in the veil of the darkness. Somewhere ye shall surely find light. Hidden and buried, lost to man's knowledge, deep in the finite, the infinite exists. Lost, but existing, flowing through all things, living in all, is the infinite brain. Living in all is the infinite brain. I think that might be a reference to like how everything is consciousness and everything is connected. You ever hear like a lot of the quantum physicists and people that study this stuff, they say that there is this unified field that where everything is connected and everything is consciousness. I think that might be a reference to how everything is. There is some kind of intelligent consciousness that's connected to everything, and it's built into the fabric of the universe. Some people call it the ether, or the unified field, I think is what some of these other researchers are calling it. Like a lot of the researchers that work with Gaia TV. David Wilcock has a whole book, I think it's called The Source Field Investigations, about this stuff. Alright, let's continue. In all space there is only one wisdom. Again, I think that, another reference to the unified consciousness field. Through seeming decided, it is one in the one. All that exists through forth from the light, and the light comes forth from the all. Everything created is based upon order, law rules the space where the infinite dwells. Forth from equilibrium came the great cycles, moving in harmony toward infinity's end. Infinity's end, huh? Sounds kind of contradictory to me. Know ye, O man, that far in the space-time, infinity itself shall pass into change. Hear ye and list to the voice of wisdom. Know that all is of all evermore. Know that through time thou may pursue wisdom and find ever more light on the way. Know that through time thou may pursue wisdom and find ever more light on the way. I, thou shalt find that ever receding thy goal shall elude thee from day unto day. Long time ago, in the halls of Amente, I, Thoth, stood before the lords of the cycles. Mighty they in their aspects of power, mighty they in their wisdom unveiled. Led by the dweller, first did I see them, but afterwards free was I of their presence, free to enter their conclave at will. Oft did I journey down the dark pathway unto the hall, where the light ever glows. What do you think? I think that might be another reference to, the lords of the cycles. Is that the seven chakras again, the seven lords, and then more astral projection. Learn I of the masters of cycles, wisdom brought from the cycles above, manifest they in this cycle as guides of man to the knowledge of all. And he's referencing the cycles again. I think those are the cycles of the rise and fall of consciousness, and how it goes through these ups and downs, or it cycles up and down, sometimes reaching high levels of consciousness and sometimes falling really low. Seven are they, mighty in power. There's another reference to seven. I think that's the seven chakras. Speaking these words through me to men, time after time stood I before them, listening to the words that came not with sound. Listening to the words that came not with sound. Once they said unto me, O man, wouldst thou gain wisdom? When he says over here, listening to the words that came not with sound, I'm wondering if it's talking about some kind of like telepathy or something like that. Some kind of psychic ability or telepathy that's allowing him to communicate without actually hearing a sound, maybe. O man, wouldst thou gain wisdom? Seek for it in the heart of the flame. Wouldst thou gain knowledge of power? Seek ye it in the heart of the flame. Wouldst be one with the heart of the flame? Seek then within thine own hidden flame. Many the times spoke they to me, and he has they all in capital letters, teaching me wisdom not of this world, showing me ever new paths to brightness, teaching me wisdom brought from above, giving knowledge of operation, learning of law, the order of all. I think he's talking about the laws of the universe. Like the laws of, there's like these laws that apply to the universe, the thermodynamics, like how energy can't be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred. Gravity, things like that. I think that these are the laws that he might be talking about here. And it has to do with like your chakras and your energies and astral projection and obtaining knowledge through meditation and through higher consciousness, which is just data flowing in through your brain, not so much spoken words from another person, but like some kind of psychic ability, or maybe some kind of a meditation he's doing to start acquiring data and receive communications, without sound. So it's telepathy of some kind, maybe. Just my thoughts. All right, spoke to me again the seven, saying, from far beyond time are we, come, O man, traveled we from beyond space-time, I, from the place of infinity's end. I think maybe they're talking about from beyond the third dimension, because time is a third-dimensional concept, if I'm not mistaken. And again, unto me spoke the seven, saying, child of light, O Thoth, art thou free to travel the bright path upward until at last all ones become one. So what I got from that is lots of stuff about astral projection, the chakras, the energy centers, the unified field, how everything is consciousness. There is some kind of underlying energy field or etheric field, or David Wilcock calls it the source field, or something that's all connected, and we are all connected as one consciousness, although it seems like we are separate, but that's only an illusion. Like there is some kind of force or energy field that is connecting us all, but we can't necessarily sense it with our five sensory organs. So it appears that we're experiencing reality subjectively, but in reality, we are really all connected. That's what I got from this. That's my speculative opinion on this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And Thoth said, "Fourth, where we formed after our order, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Know ye that these are the numbers of cycles that we descend from unto man, each having here a duty to fulfill, each having here a force to control. Yet are we one with the soul of our cycle. Yet are we, too, seeking a goal. Far beyond man's conception, infinity extends into a greater than all. There in a time that is yet not a time, we shall all become one with a greater than all. Time and space are moving in circles." That's an interesting thing. A lot of people perceive time as linear. Starting in one point and then moving linearly in the same direction. But right here he says time and space are moving in circles. And we see the circular pattern built into the fabric of the universe with the Fibonacci spiral. The Fibonacci spiral is a geometric proportionally growing spiral that's found all throughout the universe. Maybe that's what he's talking about too. Maybe time also follows that same pattern of that Fibonacci cycle, moving in circles. All right, let's continue. "Know ye their law, and ye too shall be free. Aye, free shall ye be to move through the cycles, past the guardians that dwell at the door." I wonder what, I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm going to have to look into that one a little more, about the guardians that dwell at the door, if that's metaphorical for something. "Then to me spoke he of 9, saying, Aeons and aeons have I existed, knowing not life, and tasting not death. For ye know, O man, that far in the future life and death shall be one with the all. Each so perfect by balancing each other, that neither exists in the oneness of all. In men of this cycle, the life force is rampant, but life in its growth becomes one with them all. And Thoth said, I manifest in this your cycle, but yet I am there in your future of time, yet to me time exists not. For in my world time exists not. For formless are we, life have we not, but yet have existence, fuller and greater and freer than thee. And again, I think he's just referencing to how he is operating outside of the third dimension, and he's not subject to the laws and the limitations of the third dimension. That's what I think he's talking about right here, because he's just so highly advanced that he's, again, he's operating multidimensionally and outside of time. Man is a flame bound to a mountain, but we in our cycle shall ever be free. Know ye, O man, that when ye have progressed into the cycle that lengthen above, life itself will pass to the darkness, and only the essence of soul shall remain. Then to me spoke the Lord of the Eight, saying, all that ye know is but part of a little, not as yet have ye touched on the great, far out in space, where light beings supreme. Came I into the light, formed was I also, but not as ye are. You might be talking about how like other beings that exist in this universe are just of higher vibration, different dimensions, beings of light. All right, let's continue. Body of light was my formless form formed. Talking about the light body, the etheric body. When people astral project, they claim that they have this like etheric kind of body. I think that's what he might be talking about here. Know I not life, and know I not death, yet master am I of all that exists. Seek ye to find the path through the barriers. Travel the road that leads to the light. I wonder when he says, seek ye, find the path through the barriers. Travel the road that leads to the light. Could this be another reference to maybe how there's like supposedly this radiation barrier around Earth that your third dimensional body can't pass through because the radiation would destroy your body, but if you could astral project, your etheric body or your light body, your consciousness would be able to pass through it and then explore the rest of the universe. Is that what he's talking about here? All right, let's continue. Spoke again to me the nine, saying, seek ye to find the path to beyond. Not impossible is it to grow to a consciousness above. For when two have become one, and one has become the all, know ye the barrier has lifted, and ye are made free of the road. Grow thou from form to the formless. Free may thou be of the road. Thus through ages I listened, learning the way to the all. Now lift I my thoughts to the all thing. List ye, and hear when it calls, O light all pervading. One with the all and all with the one. Flow thou to me through the channel. Enter thou so that I may be free. Make me one with the all soul, shining from the blackness of night. Free let me be of all space-time, free from the veil of the night. I, a child of light, command, free from the darkness to be. Formless am I to the light soul, formless, yet shining with light. I know the bonds of the darkness must shatter and fall before light. Now give I this wisdom, free may ye be, O man. Living in light and in brightness, turn not thy face from the light. Thy soul dwells in realms of brightness, ye are a child of light. Turn thy thoughts inward, not outward, more reference to meditation. Find thou the light soul within. Know that thou art the master, all else is brought from within. Grow thou to realms of brightness. Hold thou thy thought on the light. Know thou art one with the cosmos, a flame and a child of the light. Now to thee gave I warning, let not the thought turn away. Know that the brightness flows to the body, for I turn not to be dark brothers that come from the brothers of black. But keep thine eyes lifted, thy soul in tune with the light. Take ye this wisdom and heed it, list to my voice and obey. Follow the pathway to brightness, and thou shalt be one with the way. Alright, that is the end of tablet number 7. Alright, let's move on to Emerald Tablet number 8. The Key of Mysteries. And Thoth said, speak thou in words without voice to those who dwell down below. Enter the blue-lit temple and bathe in the fire of all life. Know, O man, thou art complex, a being of earth and of fire. Let thy flame shine brightly. Be thou only the fire. Wisdom is hidden in darkness. When lit by the flame of the soul, find thou the wisdom and be light born, a son of the light without form. Seek thee ever more wisdom, find it in the heart of the flame. Know that only by striving and light pour into thy brain. Now have I spoken with wisdom, list to my voice and obey. Tear open the veils of the darkness, shine a light on the way. Speak I of ancient Atlantis, speak of the days of the kingdom of shadows speak of the coming of the children of shadows. Out of the great deep were they called by the wisdom of earth men, called from the purpose of gaining great power. Far in the past, before Atlantis existed, men there were who delved into darkness, using dark magic, calling up beings from the great deep below us. I wonder if that's a reference to, like these rituals and things that people do where they're trying to, summon beings from different dimensions and things like that. Stuff like what Queen Elizabeth's magician John Dee was tapping into. I mean, that there's lots of documents and stories and writings and mythology about that guy straight up. This dude was like doing some weird magic ritual shit, and he was like making contact, summoning beings from other dimensions. All right, let's continue. Forth came they into this cycle, formless were they, of another vibration. Okay, I think that's talking about multidimensional beings being summoned from other dimensions. Existing unseen by the children of earth men, only through blood could they have formed being. Talking about some weird blood sacrifice ritual type thing they were doing, maybe. All right, let's continue. Only through man could they live in the world. Well, let me read that again. It says, only through blood could they have formed being. Only through man could they live in the world. Is he talking about like human bodies being possessed, like possession from multidimensional beings or archons, demons? Is that what he's talking about here? Sounds like it. In ages past were they conquered by masters, driven below to the place whence they came. But some there were who remained, hidden in spaces and plains unknown to man. Lived they in Atlantis as shadows, but at times they appear among men. Aye, when the blood was offered, they came, for they came to dwell among men. And is he talking about, again, blood sacrifices and blood offerings and things like that? In the form of man they among us, but only to sight were they as men. Serpent-headed when the glamour was lifted, but appearing to man as men among men. That sounds like he's talking about reptilian shapeshifters. Let's read that again, because that was an interesting little section. It says, in the form of man they amongst men, but only to sight were they as men, serpent-headed when the glamour was lifted, but appearing to man as men among men. Now, if you go on YouTube right now, you can see all these videos of different politicians and celebrities and people, and you can see there every now and then they do this little thing with their eyes, where their eyes change shapes and do weird stuff. And there's all these videos that they're claiming like, oh, these people are shape-shifting reptilians, and sometimes their eyes, they make these funny like that. They do these funny things and they change, and it's because they're all reptilians. Crept they into the councils, taking forms that were like unto men. When it says crept they into the councils, you're talking about reptilian shapeshifters infiltrating positions of political power, because that's what it sounds like right here. That would explain a lot. And it talks about how they would come when blood was offered. So crazy reptilian shapeshifters infiltrating politics, creating fear, creating war, creating chaos, and feeding off that negative energy, something like that. All right, let's continue. Slaying by their arts the chiefs of the kingdoms, taking their form and ruling over man. It says here they were taking over the forms of the chiefs of kingdoms. That sounds like a reference to the infiltrating positions of political power and possessing people. Only by magic could they be discovered. Only by sound could their faces be seen. I think that might be a reference to some kind of waveform synthesis technology, or some kind of technology that generates a vibration, or a very signature vibration that unmasks them. Sought they form the kingdom of shadows to destroy man and rule in his place. That sounds exactly like what's happening in the government right now, the positions of political power that have been infiltrated by these people that are constantly causing wars and impoverishing people and committing all these crazy crimes and human trafficking and the blood sacrifices, the adrenochrome, all this stuff. That's exactly what this sounds like he's talking about right here, is what's happening right now. But know ye, the masters were mighty in magic, able to lift the veil from the face of the serpent, able to send him back to his place. Came they to man and taught him the secret, the word, and word in all capitals, that only a man can pronounce. Swift then they lifted the veil from the serpent and cast him forth from the place among men. Yet beware, the serpent still liveth in a place that is open at times to the world. Unseen they walk among thee in places where the rites have been said. Again, as time passes onward, they shall take the semblance of men. Called may they be by the master, who knows the white or the black. But only the white master may control and bind them while in the flesh. But only the white master may control and bind them in the flesh. Now, I'm wondering if there's some other kind of metaphorical thing about the color white, or if they're talking about like white skin. I'm not sure. Seek not the kingdom of shadows, for evil will surely appear. For only the master of brightness shall conquer the shadow of fear. Know ye, O my brother, that fear is an obstacle great. Be master of all in the brightness. The shadow will soon disappear. Hear ye, and heed my wisdom. The voice of light is clear. Seek not the valley of shadow, and light will only appear. That kind of sounds like the like some law of attraction stuff, like focus on the good, positive vibrations rather than the bad vibrations, like the low vibrations of fear. You know how like they're like fear, and fear is a low resonating frequency compared to the frequency of love and positive energy, which vibrates at a much higher frequency. List ye, O man, to the depths of my wisdom, speak I of knowledge hidden from man. Far have I been on my journey through space-time, even to the end of space of this cycle. I glimpsed the hounds of the barrier, and hounds is all capitalized, lying in wait for he who passed them. In that space where time exists not, faintly I sense the guardians of the cycles. Move they only through angles, free are they not of the curved dimensions. Strange and terrible are the hounds of the barrier. Follow thy consciousness to the limits of space. Think not to escape by entering your body, for follow they fast that the soul through angles. Only the circle will give you protection, save from the claws of the dwellers in angles. Sounds like some weird multi-dimensional beings or something that are trying to like possess your body while you're in a state of astral projection. Once in a past time I approached the great barrier. I saw on the shores where time exists not the formless forms of the hounds of the barrier. I, hiding in the midst beyond time, I found them, and they, scenting me afar off, raised themselves and gave the great bell cry that could be heard from cycle to cycle, and moved through space toward my soul. Fled I then fast before them, back from time's unthinkable end. But ever after me they pursued, moving in strange angles not known to man. Moving in strange angles not known to man. I wonder if that's another kind of reference to some kind of thing that's outside of the third dimension. Like a tesseract, fourth dimensional type stuff, maybe. All right, let's continue. I on the grey shores of time, space, and found I the hounds of the barrier, ravening for the soul, who attempts the beyond. Fled I through circles back to my body, fled as fast after me they followed. I, after me the devourers followed, seeking through angles to devour my soul. I know, ye man, that the soul who dares the barrier may be held in bondage by the hounds from beyond time, held till this cycle is completed and left behind when the consciousness leaves. Entered I my body, created the circles that know not angles, created the form that from my form was formed, made my body into a circle, and lost the pursuers in the circle of time. But even yet, when free from my body, cautious ever must I be, not to move through angles, else my soul may never be free. Know ye the hounds of the barrier, move only through angles and never through curves of space. Only by moving through curves can ye escape them, for in the angles they will pursue thee. O man, heed ye my warning, seek not to break open the gate to beyond. Few are they who have succeeded in passing the barrier to the greater light that shines beyond. For ye, ever the dwellers, seek such souls to hold in their thrall. List, O man, and heed ye my warning. Seek yet to move, not in angles but curves. And if, while free from the body, thou hearest a sound like the bay of a hound, ringing clear and bell-like through thy being, flee back to thy body through circles, penetrate not the mist before. When thou hast entered the form thou hast dwelt in, use thou the cross and the circle combined. Open thy mouth and use thou thy voice, utter the word, and thou shalt be free. Only the one who of light has the fullest can hope to pass by the guards of the way. And then must he move through strange curves and angles that are not formed in direction not known to man, or that are formed in direction not known to man. List ye, O man, and heed my warning. Attempt not to pass the guards on the way. Rather should ye seek to gain of thine own light, and make thyself ready to pass on the way. Light is thine ultimate end. O my brother, seek and find ever the light on the way. Weird, interesting, crazy stuff they're talking about here. I think that's a reference to like some crazy multi-dimensional beings that are trying to like trap your soul, and you need to be a being of very high vibration, and some weird angles, multi-dimensional type stuff. I think that's what they're talking about here. Anyways, that was the end of tablet number 8. We'll go ahead and end the video here, and then we'll continue later with tablet number 9.